Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to be going over a little bit about 6-star Slater. Slater was available yesterday as a free offer, and to be honest I'm very surprised because he is a very good 6-star command toon. He is a toon that I've wanted for a while, so I'm very happy to acquire him. Now before I get into things, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more content and information. So, although Slater is a 6-star character, he has a lot of great traits. So this is what he would look like if he's maxed out. He has a high defensive stat, his HP is okay, his attack stat, I would like it a bit lower to be honest, and for more of that attack to go to the HP, but with a better weapon as well as some mods, this can easily be compensated for. So Slater's Rush is 76 AP, it can deal 500 bleed damage for 5 turns to a line of enemies. All teammates get focus for 3 turns, and he can revive one teammate with 75% of their max HP. Slater's Rush is very good. I am a huge fan of focus because it lets you ignore defensive or offensive control factors like taunt and confuse, meaning there are less status effects that can affect your team. For those people who don't have S-Class Rick, Slater is a great option to run on both offensive or defensive teams as your commander. Not only can he command, but he has multiple ways of actually reviving a teammate. So one of them was his rush, and the second one being his active skill. Although it is a turn 3 active skill, it can help you save a few points in war, for example, because you're able to revive a teammate before finishing off the enemy. And the more toons you have alive, the more points that you can get in war. This is why I think Slater is a great addition. So everyone now should have this Slater. He was part of a free offer. I know not everyone was able to pick up Xander from the season store before, and having an extra command toon is always useful. In my opinion, each command toon really has a specific use based on their kit, and I really like Slater because of his flexibility. The different command toons that I use currently, I use the yellow fast Maggie because of her healing and impair recovery, so she's great against trader teams. I use Glenn a lot because I have a team player weapon and he can stun on attack. Active recover bleed, which is really useful. Yellow Nick, similar to Maggie, can hold an 8% AP weapon. I can also mod him differently than Maggie, meaning I can run 2 yellow toons on my defensive team as commanders so that I can create a fast rushing team. We have Dale, for example, who active focus, 100% heal reduction, and on his rush he can apply minus 60% defense to the enemy toons. We have Xander, who has a great active disarm skill. He also can, when he rushes, give 100% AP to another toon, which you can actually set up so a toon can rush twice in the same turn if you run 2 commanders. He's also useful because he impairs on his rush. Slater, as I mentioned, multiple ways to revive a teammate, so he's a good control and kind of safety net in case you need it. Then we have Command Toon Sadiq, active confuse on the second turn, which can help with controlling the enemy. Rush is impair as well as 50% AP gain. We have Command Kelly, who can gain AP as well, and is also a green toon, so we can expect to stun the enemy on occasion. Now, the one aspect of Slater that I really don't like is his bound weapon. I don't think it's very useful for him being a command toon on offense or defense. Because he can't taunt toons into him, the defense down when being attacked isn't very potent and won't trigger very often. If anything, it makes him more of a liability because he creates a window for the other team to attack and gain AP without causing any type of status effect, meaning usually a blue toon, impair, and elusive when being attacked. So this is a weapon that I would definitely consider weapon swapping, so you would need to level it up, do 3 upgrades on it, and then weapon swap it over for a different blue 5-star weapon, maybe with elusive impair, maybe with heal a teammate by 25% per the HP that you're missing. You could add a light daze, but I would not recommend adding AP either when attacking or taking damage, especially when taking damage, because if you plan to run him on a defensive team, one of the tricks to stopping the command toon from commanding another character other than normalizing them is by making them rush. Now in Slater's case, if you make him rush, he is focusing everyone on the team, which actually is a benefit in my opinion. Now, a weapon option that I've been considering is Lily's defensive assault rifle that is in the black market for 100 flushes. And the reason why I'm thinking about it is because Slater, I already have to 5-star his weapon. But if I want to weapon swap onto him, it means I will have to 5-star another blue weapon and make it defensive. So potentially this weapon could also work out very well for him. I would probably swap the 3rd slot for an elusive impair and then add 30% HP instead of a very large bonus to AP when attacking and up that by another 5%. I'm thinking because he's a 6-star toon, he'll probably take more damage than other characters because his stats are lower, and he may be targeted by the AI because he's a 6-star in an S-class era. By being able to heal a teammate by 25% HP every turn, it might help my team with combating infection if I don't want to use my 6-star yellow Maggie, for example. Again, this is only an idea at the moment, so although I'm not thrilled about the 3rd slot, I do know I can end up changing that and still end up with a pretty good weapon that I think I could make effective on offense and defense. Now, currently, the type of defensive team I could see myself making would have Mercer as a lead, Georgia, Frost, Angel, and then Slater. This way, I would have 2 toons that can revive. I would have an RNG lead. Georgia is very tanky with the specific weapon I have for her. Frost, I've been using an unconventional weapon, minus 45% attack when being attacked, just because people might be using basic attacks on him anyway. So by hopefully decreasing the enemy's attacking power, I could end up coming out on top. I gave Angel an elusive impair weapon just because I've showcased recently how you can use an impaired toon to your own advantage with attack up when impaired. And with my Slater at the moment, I'm deciding to go with a defensive mod set. HP mod set would also work, but because his weapon has 30% HP and only 15% defense, and he hasn't been leveled very much, I feel like a defensive mod set might be better just to try and mitigate some of the damage and deter the enemy from targeting him early on, so long as it's the AI, of course. Now, I've been modding a lot of my toons with more defense when stunned or defense when confused based on what teams I run my offense or defense against, just because it's more guaranteed. A reflect damage mod only helps if someone is using basic attacks to attack you. Graze does not work very often, which is why I'm about to swap it off. And just the other mod sets that we have, the mods, they don't really fit him. Attack up when taunted isn't very beneficial on him. Attack up when slowed, bleed, or burn. There's very few mods in this auxiliary slot that would really work for him. So I'm going to actually go offset in order to try and get a better defense when confused mod, just because I see more people using Jackie, as well as when Priya rushes, she impairs and confuses a line. So this is just an idea. Like, you don't have to match my mod set, but I kind of like having a bit of a tanky build just so that Slater or any 6-star toon can survive a bit longer. Now, the standard type of attack team that I would use a Priya lead, but this could also be Lily depending on the type of team I want to run. I have Dr. Stevens, I have Princess. I'm going to add Slater to this team as a commander, but I'm actually going to run this with a double command. And the reason I'm doing that is because I could potentially rush, I can rush Priya on the first turn with 2 command toons. Because if I attack with her on the first turn, she'll gain 40 AP because of a huge bonus to AP when attacking as her leadership skill, as well as a huge bonus to AP on her weapon. So by running her with that set, if I command her, she won't have enough AP to start. But if I rush Dr. Stevens on the first turn, which I can do with 2 command toons, then Priya will gain the AP and I'll be able to rush her on that first turn for a quick kill. Ideally, for a fast rushing team like this, I could end up running 8% on Dr. Stevens and on a yellow command toon instead, and that way I could give a 20% AP weapon to self on Princess and rush her also on the first turn, but naturally, or another toon like Mercer, because Mercer exhibits more control. I find teams like this to be a lot of fun to use because you can kind of be creative with them, and there are so many toons that work for it. Whenever I see an offensive lead on a defensive team, I usually try to run a turn 1 attack team. So unless they have a payback toon, which is less likely just because if you're running someone like Priya as your leader on the defensive team, you probably have other damage dealers, so maybe double Priya and Princess with rampage weapons on both Priyas. That way you're actually trying to kill the attacking team. So again, these are just ideas, guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed them, and I hope that they're helping stir up those creative thoughts. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching and listening to my video.